Docile Pro World, a journey to be technical.
Disclaimer: this channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activity. This video had been made only for informational and educational purpose.
Introduction to Metasploit. The Metasploit framework is an open source tool for performing an exploit against a remote target machine. With the Metasploit framework installed in a system, a legitimate hacker can use the tools provided by the framework to exploit the vulnerabilities present in the remote system. Written in the Ruby programming language, it uses a modular approach to facilitating exploit. This makes it easier to develop and code exploit, and it also allows for a complex attacks to be easily implemented. Basic terminologies. Exploit. Exploit is the means by which an attacker takes advantage of a flaw or vulnerability in a network, application or service. For example, SQL injection, buffer overflow, etc. Here you can see in the image data exploitation. Payload. A payload is the program or code that is delivered to the victim system. Metasploit has pre-built payloads for the purpose, or you can develop your own. This payload is designed to provide the attacker with some capability to manage or manipulate to the target system for their particular needs. Shellcode. This is set of instruction uses as payload when the exploitation occurs. It's called shellcode because a command shell or other commands console is provided to the attackers that can be used to execute commands on the victim machine. Module. A module is a piece of software that can be used by the Metasploit framework. These modules are interchangeable and give Metasploit its unique power. These modules might be exploit modules or auxiliary modules. Listener. This is that component that listens for the connection from the hacker system to the target system. The listener simply handles the connection between these systems. Show. Metasploit framework has hundreds of modules and other utilities. The show command can grab a listing of all modules, options, targets, etc. in your framework. Working of payload. Payload modules are stored in modules, payload, singles, stages and stagers. When the framework startup, stages are combined with stagers to create a complete payload that you can use in exploit. Then handlers are paired with payloads, so the framework will know how to create sessions with a given communication mechanism. Singles. Single payloads are fire and forget. They can create communication mechanisms with Metasploit, but they don't have to. An example of a scenario where you might want a single is when the target has no network access. A file format exploit delivered via USB key is still possible. Stagers. Stagers are a small stub designed to create some form of communication and then pass execution to the next stage. Using a stager solves two problems. First, it allows us to use a small payload initially to load up a larger payload with more functionality. Second, it makes it possible to separate the communication mechanism from the final stage, so one payload can be used with multiple transport without duplicating code. Delivering stages. the IP address and port you want the payload to connect back to are embedded in the stager. As discussed above, all stage payload are no more than a small stub that set up communication and execute. If you are interested in ethical hacking, enroll for ethical hacking course at White Hat Warrior, rupees 699 only, link available in description.
Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe the channel, like, share and comment below.